Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, depending on where you are. Welcome on the new format of the web class. Can you see me better than before? Yes. For some of you, for most of you, today is the first time with the better quality of the live stream. Also, more sound, I'm assuming, or better sound. It is lovely to be here with you, and I certainly know that I feel much better about having the better picture and the better sound. Even so, of course, a lovely way of watching or listening to those web classes is actually drawing the vision back, sitting in a good position and listening and drawing back the information. I would say up until now that was actually necessary because the picture was quite bad. And the picture actually kept getting worse, more and more pixelic. This is because the format, I guess, likes to bring you closely to the paid format, which is, I think, $1,000 a month or something. And since this is not happening yet in earning, it's not a possibility in spending. But life in the modern age is bringing us gifts. And so we can work with really good quality for little money or free money. So thank you to, I guess, YouTube. And thanks to advertising, I assume, because some people advertise their businesses, YouTube can make some money. So today's session is going to carry the information of the third part of what we have done the last 2 weeks. And then we're going to do a round of Renyuan. Since most of you now should have learned Renyuan or are about to learn Renyuan with the online course, and maybe you're still watching the recordings and so on, that I've been holding the last 2 weekends. So in about a month, there is the Sha Yuan workshop online, the 4th method, and then we will practice this one as well. So what have we been looking at the last 2 weeks? And I actually have received a question. I have actually received 2 questions this week, which one question we will do next week or another time. Depends a little bit of the chi field, if I can do it next week. So whatever the chi field needs is what we will take care of. So if it fits together with the chi field, I will take care of this question next week. It is a question about Shen Yi and Shen Et. The other question that I've got fits actually in the theme. So 3 weeks ago, when I started to talk about the 3 things that need to be increased for being, for living a healthy, happy life full of joy and health, were increase self-control, increase self-awareness, increase self-autonomy, to increase wisdom. And so last week I have talked about self-awareness, and I've been talking about the 3 unifications. And here a question came in, so I'm going to read this question to you. Oh yeah, first of all, the email address to ask me questions If you have my old one, that is fine, but I will tell you, it is webclassrenshui@gmail.com. All together in one word, webclassrenshui@gmail.com. Last week, you spoke of the 3 unifications, then of unifying with your body, and then of unifying with your chi state. Does the phrase 3 unification refer to Shen, Qi, and Qing being unified? Do you mean unifying with your body in the sense of being present in it or mindful of it? As in the sense of the old Zen story of the students arguing about whose master was the most advanced. So here Blythe has actually typed down a little story. It's just a few lines, so I will read it to you. The story goes of the students arguing about whose master was the most advanced master. One student said, his master could, with his bow and arrow, shoot out the eye of a gnat in 100 paces. I don't know what a gnat is, but I assume it's some form of duck or bird. And at 100 paces is steps, I assume. The next said her master could walk on water. The third student replied, oh, those things are very well, but my master eats when he eats and chops vegetables when he chops vegetables, and he walks when he walks. The other 2 students immediately acknowledged the superiority of the third student's master. I have no clue what you mean by unifying with your chi state. I thought Shen, Qi, and Qing being unified was the same as being in the chi state. Would you clarify, please? Danke, she wrote. Thank you in German. Blythe. So Blythe, first of all, thank you for this beautiful story. This is exactly along those lines. The 3 unifications that we use or we can use and are very helpful in help you to increase self-awareness are unification with your body. So you unify your mind with your body. According to when you eat, you eat. When you chew, you chew. When you walk, you walk. So you can feel your heels and then the part on the middle of the foot and then the toes when you walk. And you are in constant awareness of your body, how it walks. Or you're aware of that you are lifting from Bai Hui. You're aware that your shoulders are relaxed, that your chin is tucked in. Because it's better for chi flow here, which is a very important part for our health, and so Shen can go up into the head. And so on. So you can find a million ways of unifying with your body. Unification too is to unify with your chi, or the state of your chi is what I meant, which means you either feel the chi flowing in the whole body or in a specific part of the body, or you feel the state of your chi, which means do you feel that it is blocked, or do you feel that it is flowing freely? Do you feel it's flowing smoothly? Or can you feel somewhere where it is vibrating? or where it's, not flowing freely? Can you feel blockages? So there's different ways of feeling the state of qi. Yeah, it just means, how does it feel qi to you right now? So you can unify with your qi as in specific places, as in where, and you can unify with the state that your qi is in at this moment. The unification number 3 refers to unifying with your state of consciousness, which in short terms in Ren Shui means unify with your state, or the unification with your state. And it's meant the state of consciousness. That means, do you feel relaxed? Do you feel natural? Do you feel calm? Do you feel peaceful? Do you feel in harmony? Do you feel joy being present? Do you feel gratitude? Do you feel trust? Do you feel open? Do you feel Gongqing? Do you feel love? This would be the positive things where we want to re-establish the state too, always when we feel that it's not. So when you are becoming aware that any of those qualities is not present, you want to unify again to get there. How do you do this? So you look, maybe you're unifying with your state and you detect or you find out that you're feeling angry or anxious or upset or any type of emotion. Do you feel threatened by something? Do you feel jealous? Do you feel fear? Do you feel worried about something? What are you worried about? And then comes the next step. What type of worry is it? Why do you feel threatened? And so on and so on. And then you find answers, and then you can re-establish one of the positive types of states of consciousness. So those are the 3 unifications. I hope this has clarified a little bit. If not, just keep sending questions. I could talk about unifications forever, there is a lot to say about. But today, I have been building the Qi field 3 weeks ago when this idea came to mind. And so I've been building the Qi field, and now I kind of feel like I need to support the Qi field with the information about self-autonomy. So you can have or gain more understanding about what it means or how we can increase wisdom in our human lives. So, what could self-autonomy mean? For example, let's stay with the 3 terms first of all. When we are self-autonomous, we can exert self-control. Meaning, if there is a negative pattern, a non-beneficial pattern for our life, a pattern that disrupts our life, the healthy development of our life is present, we can exert ourself being free and in the ability and having the focus and having the knowledge and having the know-how to exert self-control and to adjust this state, to interfere with the non-beneficial pattern, to interject it and then to replace with better information so we can immediately change the state of our consciousness. Self-autonomy could also mean to be able to keep self-awareness up, to keep the three unifications up. Self-autonomy means in the end to be the master over your life. So using the three unifications, using the understanding to be able to be self-autonomous, be able to have self-control and self-awareness, should lead to be the master over your life. There's a wide range, of course, of how we can apply or where, in which areas of life self-autonomy can come in. Are we able to cook our own food? Food is an area, for example. Are we able to provide for ourselves? Are we able to take care of ourselves when we feel unhappy? Can we adjust our state ourselves? Are you able to help other people effectively, safe? But I think one theme here is specifically interesting, and that is having self-autonomy in your health. What could that all imply? Could it imply that if you are getting sick or if you are having pain, can you adjust it? Can you take care of it so it does go away, so you're pain-free? Can you take care of yourself so that the sickness goes away, the disease clears up? The entire system of us as a human being, so the totality of a human being, do have self-healing mechanisms. So we all are capable actually of having this kind of self-autonomy. How about when you have an accident? Can you take care of yourself fully? Your potential is you can. So that's easier said than done, right? Because really, who of us does not need a doctor, does not need a therapist? does not need some help. So obviously, this isn't something that we will start today and have tomorrow. But what is really important is to understand and gain more understanding about why it is so important to know that we could be self-autonomous, and that why self-autonomy is so important for us. Because if we know that we have the ability, we probably want to have it. If you do not know that you have the ability to be self-autonomous, how would you want to have it? Or how would you develop it? Or how much more difficult would be the way if you want it anyway? So if you have the desire and the longing for that, but you don't know how to do it, it would be much more difficult. Yes? So here there's a lot of aspects starting up, a lot of factors that are playing into this. Do you have self-autonomy over the cause of every cause inside of you? You know, what changes your chi? What changes the information in the chi? It is your consciousness. More exact, it's the activities of your consciousness. And herein lies the little tricky part, because there's a lot of activities in our consciousness that we aren't aware yet. So can you see that if you want to increase self-autonomy, you have to increase self-awareness? How are you ever going to be able to take care of an injury fully by yourself if you do not have the 5 Shin qualities, for example, if you don't have the trust, the openness to try something? Self-autonomy on a level of maybe even not even having the accident, so you wouldn't have to take care of an injury, is a higher level of, for example. I've heard that this is possible too. So what is the result out of that would mean this is really being the master of your own life. To be so aware that you aren't going to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. This is a very, it's a very interesting and very complex theme, but can we maybe ask yourself, I would like to invite you to ask yourself if we can all agree on the one fact that if there's an accident happening right there, let's say a car accident, and you are aware enough to not be in that moment, in that spot where the accident is happening, can we agree on this, that this is probably the reason why you are living a safer life? And obviously a healthier life, because if you aren't at that spot where 2 cars are crashing and you're in between, you probably won't get squished, or squashed, and so you will stay safe and healthy, uninjured. This is a very high level of self-autonomously taking care of your life. Because it would involve in a daily life a lot of things, you know. Let's put it into day-to-day life. So let's assume that you have to go somewhere. Okay, so you live somewhere, which means you have to pay the bills somehow to pay for that place where you live. In that place where you live, you need to have food and electricity, either cold or warm, as something to heat yourself if it's very cold there where you live, or you need to have some water. This is some form of, yes, you can become self-autonomous if you are moving to a place where there is water, like a stream or a well that you are allowed to take water out of, and you have soil, a patch of soil where you can make food, also grow food, or maybe raise animals. And if you know how to butcher an animal, you can eat meat. If you don't know how to do this, either from the heart or from the know-how, you cannot do that. If you can fish, if you can grow grains, if you need those, if any kind of like this, do you know how to make materials for living in, protecting yourself? Do you know how to make electricity if you need electricity, or do you just live without electricity? So this whole area can be understood as self-autonomy too, but we're not talking about this today, really, even though this is an aspect. So for most people, self-autonomy right now comes back to being able to pay the bills in the supermarket or at the market, yeah? To somehow exchange so you can get what you can't make yourself, but what you need. What are your basic needs? This is also self-autonomy, to be able to do that. We need a level of health for that. So you're on your way to your job or a business, and you know that you have a meeting. That means you have to be somewhere at a specific time. And there is the street and you're walking along and the accident just simply happens. Can you see how much actually is involved in, if you would have known that the accident is there, would you have the self-autonomy to start earlier so you can either be ahead of the accident or you can have more time to do a detour to your place of business? That includes that you might have had to, leave 10 minutes earlier, which means that you might have got your family out of the house 10 minutes earlier, even, making, most of you are drinking coffee, making coffee, making breakfast, or whenever you go to work, lunch, and so on. There's 1,000 day-to-day things who are actually involved in being self-autonomous. So we can take a less drastic, a less traumatic experience than an accident. Let's just see it from the state of chi. Are you self-autonomous enough to take off early enough so you don't have to hurry, which means you do not have to disturb your chi. You do not have to disturb your state of consciousness. Accumulating over hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of days and millions of moments, are you self-autonomous enough to take care of your state and of your chi well enough so it doesn't disrupt, it doesn't block, it doesn't make you sick? This is the form of self-autonomy we are looking at in Ren Shui. And here it becomes very apparent how self-control and self-awareness are coming into this theme of increasing wisdom. So increasing wisdom isn't really something far out there or far away. It is wise to leave the house early enough in a state of relaxation and calmness, naturalness, and unification, because you will not create any havoc in your life on this level. And of course, if you are pretty relaxed, you will maybe be able to see the two cars coming along, and you might be just seeing it and stop far enough away, or you might even be able to pull someone else out of the way. And you might be able, because you're calm, relaxed, and your Shen is clear and stable, you might be able to help the situation instead of being involved. So self-autonomy, for my understanding so far, starts really in being able to take care of my own chi, of my own state. Taking care of the health of my body, especially. When I use my self-awareness and my self-control, I can go there and I can take care of my chi and therefore of my body. But it all starts with the autonomy in my head, to have the know-how, to have the know-how, to have the knowledge of how to do it, and then also have the ability to do it. And as you're on your path of using those kinds of steps, you then will increase wisdom. So you have learned pulling chi, and maybe, you had some pain somewhere, and you pulled chi to it, and it got better. I have one student here in my class in Austria, in my local class. She's 70 years old, and she just turned 70, and she has a little granddaughter. The granddaughter is 5 years old, and she kept seeing that Granny is doing squats and pulling chi and Tian Yuan at home. She's not living with Granny, she actually lives in Switzerland, not in Austria, so she doesn't see it very often. But this little girl had the awareness to ask, "What are you doing?" And Granny did explain it to her. And next thing you know is that the little one has stomach ache and says to mother, "I need to pull chi." And she just does it. And the tummy ache goes away. 5 years. And I am assuming that, Traudi doesn't, my student, she doesn't have yet big, big understanding of how this all works with chi and the universe, but she's practicing. So she just said, think far, far out. And I don't actually know what she explained. I have to take care of what, I don't know what she explained. I just know that through demonstrating and portraying a healthy state and practice, the little one picked up on information, because little ones actually can do so. So, if a little one of 5 years is capable of pulling chi without big explanations, what could be the reason that she could be so self-autonomous with her tummy ache? There's a lot of reasons. No doubt, she has never heard that she isn't working. She hasn't had big experiences of extreme problems in health. She hasn't heard 100,000 complex concepts about how difficult it is to be healthy, or she hasn't heard a whole lot about serious diseases that'll kill you. So that helps, of course, in not having the information about this being a possibility in a human life, to be very sick. She hasn't experienced a whole lot of extreme suffering, probably, yet. And so, no doubt, and a deep level of trust is probably pretty easy to have, or easier for us, because it comes naturally still. No, easier as for us, was what I wanted to say. Of course, she also has deep love and trust and a big openness towards her grandmother. And so Shen is even opener. So Traudi, my student, actually only was taking care of herself. But this somehow has shown someone else that this is possible. And there were 2 humans with self-autonomy instead of 1. So can you see how self-autonomy is also important on a lot other levels than simply for you and your life? What do you think happens when there is suddenly 3,000 humans around you who all know how to take care of chi, therefore know how to keep their body healthy? They know how to work with patterns, therefore they can keep their Shen healthy, and therefore they can keep their chi healthy. And that's how the circle happens. So when they can do those things, they probably can also establish a harmonious relationship with self. And whoever can do that can establish a harmonious relationship with others. And when 3,000 people are capable of this, can you imagine how that society, how that community would be like? Self-autonomy is the one thing that will lead us human beings to the potential of actually developing as a human race. What if a society is capable of taking care of themselves when they do not need resources from somewhere else? For example, what do you think? Do you think we would have less war? Maybe. If we, as a single human being, and then 3,000 of them as a community, is capable of taking care of their own patterns, So you don't fall into your fears, your angers, your problems for longer than a few minutes. You can look self-autonomously at your problems, and you find solutions within yourself to reestablish the peace. Do you think these humans will go out and fight and kill each other and harm each other? It's difficult to think, or to it's difficult to believe that this is what those humans would be doing. Let's look at it from another perspective. For example, think inside of yourself. Go ahead and think, what do you think? How would you feel? What do you think? How would it make you feel if you break your arm and you can basically fix it yourself? You don't fall into worries about, oh my God, what is going to happen? Will it grow right back together? What do you think? How would you feel if you could feel just, oh wow, broke my arm, okay, let's put some information for bones in, let's just put the information, it's all healing back together again. It is going to be just like it was before. Everything is fine. All the things that need to be connected are connected, and all the sick information is gone. Why have I been there at this point, or why did I make the movement that I did break my arm? Okay, so I look into this pattern and I see, oh, okay, I was just actually busy being whatever kind of emotion, following up on this and that person's problem or my problem, and I got stuck in it. I didn't take care of my state, so I didn't see that there was this stone, and I tripped over and I fractured my arm. So let me take care of this cause of the cause. Now, in self-autonomously, I'm going to use this experience to see that I do hurt myself when I hang out in unhealthy states. And so you never break your arm again. How do you feel, or how do you think that, what do you think, how would you feel then? Do you think you would feel happy? Do you think you would feel free? Do you think you would feel safe? Do you think you would feel pretty potent? Do you think you would feel humbled by the greatness of the universe giving you all this potential as a human being? And when you feel humbled, do you think you would feel harmonious and peaceful? I think you would. I know I would. And I know I am. Every time I gain more self-autonomy in little things. So you can use the little things. Every time you manage to not hurry anymore, you should be proud and happy about your progress. Because this is self-autonomy. And you will see that you will gain more and more self-autonomy on the way, on this path. So self-autonomy is actually a place or a theme that really pays off to think about. Where does it start? What is all involved? And how would I feel when I have it? Self-autonomy can be a theme that can make you very inspired. And with this inspiration, you might be able to break through some habits and thought patterns, habits and thought patterns that you've been trying to get rid of for so long, or longer, or since a little while. Because with the inspiration of knowing what self-autonomy is good for, which is freedom and being truly in safety. You probably feel pretty good then. So it pays off to think about it, and it pays off to keep this information present, to use it as inspiration, to nurture your determination to further work on the cultivation of your life. Because it's sometimes a bit difficult, but it always pays off, so to speak. Now remember, in Ren Shui, this is our goal, being self-autonomous. Ren Shui is not about being a community that in the end keeps you dependent of the community. It is beautiful to have a community, and it's beautiful to have human beings who can support you until you're there. But this is the goal of Ren Shui. Taking classes is, in Ren Shui, the goal is that you can work with your consciousness and with the Qi by yourself, eventually. To a degree, and then you can see how much further you want to learn, and if you can bring yourself there self-autonomously, or if you need someone else again. So in Ren Shui we don't go to extremes. There's no need to feel bad if you cannot do that yet by yourself. That just means that you have to use everything you can use to learn more. That is also a form of self-autonomy. You know, myself, I drag myself, sometimes it felt like I had to drag myself to the retreats, 3 a year. Whoever has been to a retreat with Janssen knows it is no holiday. It's not a vacation. If this is what you feel, you can increase your self-control and your self-awareness and your self-autonomy and work a bit harder. You'll get more increased wisdom then. Use your self-autonomy to make decisions that are beneficial for your life. I just looked at the time. I'm a little bit stunned. So we don't have time in the time slot for Ren Yuan anymore. That's not very aware of myself, really. For those who have just learned Ren Yuan, who have been looking forward to do Ren Yuan. but I don't feel that I can take 10 minutes longer for doing the class. So what we're gonna do is, we're going to do some pulling chi, kneading chi, or something along those lines. Some Yongdong Fa maybe. And we're gonna, I promise you, I will make sure we're gonna practice Renyuan next week. I don't know how it happened to be, it feels like 10 minutes to me that I've been speaking. The chi field is very strong now. There is a lot of your chi information here. There's a lot of inspiration for, increasing wisdom. So the chi field basically is now ready to go for this task of increasing wisdom through increasing self-control, increasing self-awareness, increasing self-autonomy. And that's when you increase more wisdom, and then it starts up again in the beginning. There is no beginning, really. Those three aspects work together, and wisdom will be increased. And when you have more increased wisdom, you will be able to increase self-control, self-awareness, self-autonomy. And this again increases wisdom, and so on. So the whole thing is one integral part. The four things form one integral path to freedom and safety. We could talk about wisdom then, and then you know what we do? I've just decided, then we're going to do a healing session, a group healing session. We're just going to go through every part of the body and use the information of the last 3 sessions to get the information even deeper. Since I have bereaved you of the Renyuan, I better make up for it. And group healing is always something everybody likes. So then I take another few moments to talk about wisdom. It doesn't take a lot of time, even so we could talk weeks and weeks and hours about that. So what is wisdom? Our definition in Ren Shui is very, very simple actually. This is one of the things that I really appreciate about Yangtze and being allowed to learn from him, because it made me it brought me into the position, it brought the possibility to me that I understand what is wisdom. Because I think deep inside, I mean, for us people who are using Ren Shui, it's not deep inside. It is a very clear wish, a very clear desire, a very clear longing we have, that we have a clarity about that we do want to obtain more wisdom. We know we want to develop our life, and we know we want to develop realization and wisdom. But I truly believe that every human being actually wants that on some levels. And so we can help them increase their self-awareness about that this is a really interesting thing to have, more wisdom. And I like the clarity about what is wisdom that exists in Ren Shui. Basically, this is the standards that Yangtze has also given us. The standards in Ren Shui. Wise is a person who knows how to keep oneself healthy. You could also say it, wise is a person who does not make oneself sick. Wise is a person who can keep healthy. Wise is a person who knows how to stay happy, how to feel a strong sense of well-being, and how to re-establish or establish this strong sense of well-being. Wise is also someone who has a very harmonious relationship to oneself and to others, to nature, to the universe. A wise person is someone who knows that the universe is providing everything you need, because first of all it provides us with qi, and everything is made from qi. And so we have everything we need if we know how to work with that. And if you know this deeply, then you are probably wise enough to take care of it. And then you also know how to work with it. And then we can use it all together for hanging out, just like that. In this state of health and happiness and well-being and harmonious. And we might all develop into a society that will not damage the planet any further, not damage our health, and just, I don't know, I get glimpses in standing form of how life might be then, but I am pretty sure this is far away of how life can be for us human beings. Especially if you're sick yet or now in the moment, it is wise to not fall into, oh, what have I done to myself? You know, don't fall into shame and guilt. It's okay, you didn't know better. From now on, you can work so you won't do it much longer. It takes a little time, but it is okay. We all will get there together and eventually. And if you need support, that's okay. And eventually, you don't need support anymore. Then you can give support. And this is not a linear process either. You might not need support for a long time, and then you might need support again. And then you might not need support in any other way. But self-autonomy, I think, I'm pretty sure, involves to be in the position for asking for help. It's an aspect that is really early on in self-autonomy. Yeah? Good. So now the chi field, I don't know about you, but I can hardly, I'm almost falling over, is that much chi. So let's get it inside now. Please sit yourself into a really good position. And if you're already sitting in a very good position, you can just play with chi a little bit and just feel the chi field. And then look straight forward. Drawing back the vision to the center of your head. Your tongue tip is resting on the upper palate. Relax yourself. Unify with your body. Relax your face and head. Relax your neck and throat. Relax your shoulders, arms and hands. Relax your chest cavity and upper back. Relax your abdominal cavity and lower back. Relax your pelvis. Think Hui Yin and lift Hui Yin to lower Dantian. Relax your legs. Think inside and make yourself one with the chi of the chi field and the universe. Use your consciousness self-autonomously with controlled focus and awareness to dissolve yourself. Make yourself chi and realize you are a chi field and merge with the chi field around you. Strong information about the development for your life. From the last 3 weeks and all of time in the universe is in the chi field. This information heals your body, your chi, your shen. And then lift your left hand and imagine, put your palm out towards me and imagine your palm. Stretch your arm a little bit, not much, just imagine your hand of the left hand is inside this room in the chi field. And your left hand is like a vacuum cleaner, a hoover. And chi is flowing up your left arm from this chi field into you, from left shoulder to right shoulder. Lift your right arm and hand above your head. The chi is flowing up your right arm into the wrist, into the hand, and then open your palm and pour the qi down through your whole body. The top of your head is open, and qi is flowing from the universe in this qi field and from this qi field into you and your qi field. Now move your right hand in front of your forehead, pour qi in through your brain. Eyes, nose, the place wherever you draw qi to is empty, transparent, or filling with qi. All the airways, sinuses. Don't think of symptoms. Think it's all healthy there. All of the information from the last 3 weeks, pull it in there. Draw it in. Bring your hand in front of the mouth. Send qi into your qi teeth, the tongue, the saliva, the roots of your teeth, jaw. Send qi into your saliva, into all the fluids, blood, hormones, essence. All is well and healthy. Lymph. Move your right hand down, over to the ear. Send qi from ear to ear, through the whole head. Your left hand is still in this qi field here. And you're sucking qi up out of this qi field. And this qi field is being filled from the universe. Qi is flowing up your left arm from shoulder to shoulder, out the right arm and through your ears. Bring the hand down in front of your throat. Send qi in or through the lymph nodes, the throat, larynx, pharynx. Thyroid. Down, send qi into your chest and lungs. Your arms are being filled with qi from fingertips, hands, wrists, lower arms, elbows, shoulders, and upper arms. As the qi flows through it continuously, your arms and shoulders are healed. They're healthy, strong. Qi is flowing freely. And the qi is gathering inside the lungs. Your lungs are healthy. Send qi through your breasts. Left breast. All the cells are gone. There's only qi there, and it's all healthy qi. Unhealthy qi has dissolved. Send qi into your left armpit, into your lymph nodes. And then send qi into your right breast area. Qi is entering deeply and it is completely and utterly healthy. Sick cells have dispersed, cleared away. Healthy chi is flowing in deeply, and the information is transformed, normal and well. Send chi up into your right axilla, into the lymph nodes. And then bring your hand in front of the heart. The chi is flowing through from the universe into this chi field and up your left arm. Your hand is in this chi field here, and you are one with it. Chi is flowing from arm to arm and out into your heart. Your heart is strong, blood and chi are healthy, well and healthy. Send chi into your liver on the right side, under the ribs and gallbladder. Send chi into your stomach and pancreas behind the stomach. The spleen. Send chi into your abdomen, the intestines, the reproductive system, the urinary system. Send chi into your kidneys. Imagine your kidney area is a ball of chi in which more and more chi is gathering. Send chi through your right groin and buttocks, through the right hips, down the right thigh, right knee, the lower leg. Chi is flowing freely into your right ankle, into the heel, and foot. Gently move the toes of your right foot. And bring your right hand over. Pour chi into your left groin, your left buttocks, left hip. Thigh, the left knee, the lower leg, ankles, into the foot. Gently move the toes of your left foot. And then bring your hand in front of your groin. Pour chi in from down up the spine. But first focus one more time on your left hand, which is sticking in my chi field. Feng Shui Qi-filled Qi is flowing up your left arm from shoulder to shoulder, out of your right arm and head into your tailbone. Imagine your spine as being a light column. There's no more vertebrae or structures in there. Send Qi into Wei Lu, sacral area. Lumbar spine. Qi is rising into the thoracic spine. Rising up into the cervical spine. Into the center of your head, upper dantian. Gently move your lower back a little bit forth and back, so Qi can go through there really well. Qi is flowing from the universe through your Qi arms into your spine, up the spine to upper dantian. Now bring your hand up, the right hand in front of the face. Draw all the information back from the last 3 weeks into upper dantian, into your shen. And then relax both hands down and out into the universe. Gather Qi out in the universe. And draw Qi back. Think lower dantian. Bring your entire Qi field into lower dantian. Nourish Qi there. Bring your shen into lower dantian. And just be here and now in dantian. Feel the state of your consciousness. Keep drawing Qi back and rub Qi into the left to Dantian, to unify with your Qi, feel it circulating. 3, the other way, to the right. 2, 3, recognize the calmness inside of you. Recognize your harmony. You are healthy. Say inside your head, think, I am healthy. All my sick chi has dispersed and cleared. I am well and I am safe. And now feel how here and now this is the truth. Come back to this state as often as you can. Gather chi in your hands for head and face. In tongue. Temples. Eyes. Breathing airways. And your face. Come chi through your consciousness. Consciousness is bright and aware. Mai Hui Chen. Ears. And massage your earlobes from top to bottom. Pull the earlobes. Relax your hands down and either gently open your eyes or you can be a little longer in this nice state and enjoy the state. Just look around inside of your body, in your chi. Look inside your heart, your Shen. Observe the peace and the harmony. There has been a lot of chi and a lot of very good information for healing the totality of your life, healing your whole life. There is no need for reactions. It's all very smooth and nice and bright and uplifting. But if you have reactions, just come back to your state, unify and know that things are transforming and getting better at the moment. But it really isn't necessary to have any reactions, and we just disperse them. Be aware of changes and transformations. And if you can have an open heart, the information can keep working, and it will work. So your self-healing mechanisms are now initiated, jump-started again. They're up and running in their maximum. And I'm so happy that the chi field took over today, because it was such strong chi and information, and we haven't done a chi healing, a group chi healing, in such a long time. And I just became aware of this in the chi field today, when there was suddenly no time for anyone. So I sincerely hope you did enjoy the chi healing as much as I did, and just take care of your chi, hang out in the state, and just keep enjoying it for as long as you like. If you have been sitting cross-legged, just open your legs. Let's guide chi down. Hands on your palms. Rub chi into your kidneys and just tap chi in and guide chi down the outside of your hips and thighs. Vibrate chi through your knees, your legs down, your ankles and feet. Take yourself some time. Vibrate chi up the inner legs to the knee. And then vibrate chi around the knees, deep inside. Chi is flowing freely up the inner legs, groin, to Dantian. Send chi in one more time. Yongdong your feet a little bit. And gently open your eyes. Thank you so much. It was so lovely to be with you again. And I see you next week. Have a wonderful day.